the benefit of self-reflection for relationship building. In today's podcast, Sissy and I, we're going to go over some of the things that you can do as you look deep within yourself to make sure you can better your relationship. So stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back to another episode, y'all. I'm your girl, Cece, and I'm joined by my hubby here. What's up, babe?
What's up, guys? This is Will. Welcome back. It's always a pleasure to have you. If this is your first time tuning into our podcast, we appreciate you joining us today. Please remember to subscribe and hit on the notification bell so we can notify you when videos like this one come out. This podcast comes out every Saturday. And in this podcast, we talk about...
It's beginning to look like Christmas.
I guess we talk about that too.
Yeah, it's Christmas already. But anyways, we talk about love, life, family. You guys know what we talk about here. So welcome back, y'all. Right, babe?
Oh, yes.
It looks like Christmas.
The countdown has begun.
The countdown, y'all. So, all right, babe. So,
before we get into the topic of the day, let's go into our blissful moment. So this week
we had a good day.
We had a good week.
We had a good week.
Yes.
We had a good week.
Had a very good week. I was on vacation.
A long week.
It was my daughter's birthday.
That's right. She had a good time on her birthday, of course.
Yes.
We talked about it last week on the podcast. You know, the kids are very, very grateful. Although the weather here, y'all, I don't know what's going on. Apparently, we're supposed to have a storm coming this weekend. Okay, so
it feels like it already. I mean, it's gloomy outside. So later today, it's supposed to get rough.
Since Tuesday, okay, yeah. Tuesday it was crazy. It was raining, not heavily, but it was like very, very like stormy.
Yeah, it felt like we were in the hurricane season.
To me, it was windy too. Listen, I kind of feel like I was like going to be surprised by the snow. I'm like, what does it feel like?
Snow in Florida is going to be coming. It would have been crazy.
Listen, you never know, okay? You never know. Mother Nature can make it happen, okay? Because it was so cloudy and all you need, y'all, if you think about movies in New York, right? Or if you watch those Home Alone movie, right? With the snow and the coldness, and you get your hot cocoa and you get your socks and under your blankets and watching.
She's speaking like a true Floridian. It was low 70s, high 60s.
It was cold. Okay, we're not used to this in December. We're not used to it. Yeah, I understand the cold. You know,
there are people where they're living right now. It's like in the 30s
and all that. Yes, I understand. But
if you live in Alaska, it's like below zero.
I wouldn't want to live there, but I'm just saying. Although it was raining, it was like very windy and all that. But my daughter had a good time on Wednesday.
Yes, and we had a great time.
You know, we had our family, the four of us, we did our own little thing. The parents called, wishing her a happy birthday. Yeah,
for the last 2 years, I think it started since COVID. We only celebrate the birthdays among ourselves.
Yeah.
But man, it's a party.
It's a party.
It's music. It's junk food. It's staying up late. That's why I always have to take a vacation during that time because there's no way I can work when we go to work the day after the birthday. Right. And it's only 4 of us.
Yeah. But y'all, listen, the best thing is the day before, either the oldest one or the youngest one, they don't sleep until like it turned the next day of their birthday.
Yes,
they stay up. And we start screaming and partying at 11:58. I feel like these kids, when they get older, they're gonna be party animals. So
it's a 4-people party.
It's a 4-people party, but we turn up, and I'm telling you, we were in their room with the lights in the phone.
Yeah, we had strobe lights. Yes, it was a party.
It was a party,
and on the day of, we still had a party. The night of.
Yep.
So much that I almost hurt myself.
You old sir. He had on some tight clothes. Think about it. He can dance like the youngsters. Okay.
And I try to jump on the sofa, and
the youngsters.
I miss
Good
my
thing
step.
I have that. I caught him on video. So We kept
So I couldn't lie.
rewinding it.
I couldn't lie about it.
We kept going back watching it. The kids was just
Yeah.
having a good time. We were like on the floor laughing. I mean,
Yeah, till this day, they're still laughing,
Yeah.
laughing
Yeah.
at me.
yeah, but it was
But
funny. It was
no
funny.
one got hurt.
It was funny. You could have got yourself hurt though.
Yes, I could have,
You
but
coulda got
no
yourself
one got
hurt.
hurt. So it was all good. But it was good. So
it was all good. Yes.
it was a
good.
blissful week. Her
Yes.
birthday's coming up in
In
2 weeks.
That's right.
So we're
That's
probably
right.
gonna actually it's been tradition. So
Christmas.
we're gonna have another party. A party with 4
Oh
people.
yeah, this is the party. Okay, that party is like, and I feel like we kind of spoil our daughters too because now on their birthday they are expecting you to cook for them too. So they have like my daughters now have what they want daddy to make for them for breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, I'm taking orders now.
And I'm like, the queen gets the omelets. No, the princess get the scrambled eggs. Okay.
I want to know, what do I get?
You always get something, sir. You know that. We cook for you on your birthday. It's fair.
It's been so long ago, I can't remember.
Okay.
Anyway, but that's our blissful moment. So we had a good time.
We had a good time.
So now let's jump into the topic of the day, which is self-reflection. It should be good for your relationship. In fact, it is good for your relationship. So in today's episode, we're going to go a bit personal, because, that topic, self-reflection, has been a game changer for us.
Right.
I know I've had my moments where I have to sit and look back
Wait.
and reflect on my behaviors.
That's right.
Although I haven't changed all of them, but it's been good.
Yeah.
Because there's been many times that I've had to look back and realize that I could have done something better. I could have done something differently. Sometimes I'm thinking she could have done something better, but it comes back on me.
True. Y'all listen. I hear you.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got you into, I'm like, babe, take some time away from us and just go have your moment, right? It's important.
Yes.
And I feel like we talk about self-love a lot on this podcast, and we talk about it's important, you know,
yes.
The importance of talking about self-love is so great to love yourself. But self-reflection, and I know as the year ending, right, we are literally 3 weeks away from the new year. And I think as couple, as partner in crime, my
You
partner
gotta do
here
some
in
look
crime,
back.
you have to. Whether if it's a business that you have, whether if it's personal, whether if it's like your relationship with your children, it's great. I think it's a great way for you guys to build stronger together.
Oh yes. The foundation of your relationship sits on honesty.
Yes.
And believe me, if you're not self-reflecting, you can't be honest. Believe me, I've gotten some harsh feedback. We had a year-end meeting a couple of weeks ago. We had a follow-up earlier this week. We have another follow-up before the year, and I've gotten some really, really honest, good, but tough feedback.
Yes.
And it's important to do so.
It is important.
And I've had a chance to really sit back and reflect on those things. You say, is Sissy making this up? No, she's not. She's right.
And here's the thing, guys. Listen, I know, when it comes to self-reflection, it can get like, people may feel like, hey, it's a waste of time. I don't have time for this. But don't you get like this at work when you get the self-evaluation at work where your manager had to sit you down to have tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong?
Yeah.
Right?
And many companies makes it a point now to have you do it first.
Yes, I remember. Because it is so important. Imagine if you dating someone or you been married for so long and you like on the go all the time. Mm-hmm. And your wife is like, whatever y'all call it, nagging all the time. And you're like, you know what? If I'm like, babe, listen, we got to sit down and talk about this. We want to make sure we have a good year next year and the things that I need to work on and the things that you need to work on. I think to me, it is such a great way to build our relationship, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to hold you accountable. And I think we need to make sure that we have that time, and you hold me accountable too, because we want to make sure we have a better relationship.
Absolutely. Funny enough, I'm thinking, there are times that you realize you just upset. You're just upset for sometimes no apparent reason. And you know, when we were upset, we typically would take that rage and put it on the other person, thinking that the other person done something. And in West self-reflection, and I know I've had that happen to me where it's because of my own thing that I'm upset, but I get home and I'm thinking it's because of something she did.
Right.
You know, for things as simple as our mood, it's important to be able to self-reflect, to ask, why am I feeling this way?
Right.
Believe me, it's a lot easier to say, and sometimes, yes, the other person could have done something.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the time, I guarantee you, it's because of your own self that's causing you to feel this way. Even if the other person had done something.
Right.
You can choose how you respond to it.
Sometimes we get annoyed. Okay. We do. We get upset easily, like you mentioned.
We beat
earlier.
ourselves up. Sometimes sometimes it could be easily because of maybe I needed to get XYZ done throughout the day.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I only got through to do X. And Y and Z didn't get touched. And for that reason, I'm pissed because, you know, I felt like I've let myself down. But instead of sit back and realize, you know what, maybe this is there. Maybe I can pick those up tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. Let me change the plan.
Right.
No, I come home and I'm pissed. I'm upset. You know, I'm short with the kids.
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't happen too often, but I've caught myself a few times. Short with the kids. Short with Sissy. Mm-hmm. And obviously when after getting my head back together, I realized that, what the hey?
Right.
They had nothing to do with me not being able to get things done. Yeah. And obviously at work, believe me, I work in retail where people walks in for assistance, and you would walk in the morning with a plan. I need to do this. And before you know it, you're having to deal with solving issues for people. Yeah. And you only get to do one thing. Right. Coming home thinking, okay, my boss needed me to do that. It didn't get done. Now I'm pissed at myself. I walked home. I'm pissed. My family had nothing to do with it. Yes. And it's important to be able to look back at these things to realize that don't take it out on your family. Right. And sometimes don't even take it out on yourself. Reevaluate, replan, find some other ways. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if you're not in the right mindset, you can't get nothing done.
You can't get nothing done. I think sometimes, you know, as you were talking, and the one thing I mentioned to you all the time is to write things down. Yes. Like have a journal. I'm big in journal. I love writing my thoughts down, right? And I think it's great. It's great, especially for the men, right? They feel like it's a waste of time. They feel like I'm too manly to be doing that. You know,
I'm gonna give you an example. I started doing this I've been doing this, but man, I get 10 things on my. Obviously, I list them in the order of importance. There's that one day I got home. There was just, and I put a little box right next to each one of the items. So as I do them, I check them off. Yeah. There's one day I got home. There was one of them checked off out of 10. And obviously I looked at it before then. That day I didn't come home taking it out on my family, but I'm like, what the hey? And you know what? It's important to write things down because you can really look back to see how productive you were.
I'm still fighting with this man to write things down.
On my business life, I'm better. In my personal life, I still have some ways to go. Mm-hmm. Listen, this is one thing I've been working on, and I'm a little bit better now.
No, you're not.
I'm a little bit better now.
You waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning is not better.
I had an idea, and I could not go to sleep.
Who does that? Who wake up at 2 in the morning because they had an idea and then go to the computer?
Someone who wants to work on their idea.
This is why you have an Apple phone, and you have an Apple phone. You write it on your journal. You have a journal.
There's a journal app now.
You have the note. You write it on your notes.
No, there's a journal app.
I get it. Or you tell Siri to put on your calendar for the next day. I'm like, sir, who are you calling? Are we running a call center? I literally had to tell my husband if we are running a call center. I'm like, why are you up at 2 in the morning? I know it's a business idea that he has.
You know, earlier I did mention that I got some harsh feedback. This is one of them.
I'm like, but they are really good for you though.
That's one of them. If in the middle of the night you have an idea, don't go in with. Just write it down. You'll pick on it the next day. But
you guys know I'm a coach, right? I'm a coach, and I'm been coaching my husband to do better. But y'all, listen, he's like a kid.
I got caught red-handed in the middle of the night working on something.
You don't listen. I got up in the middle of the night and I was like, where is he at? And lo and behold, he's right there in the office. I'm like, wow.
It was a hot idea.
Siri, remind me in the morning to check this out.
Yeah.
And if the Lord bless you with this idea, if the Lord bless you with an idea,
it'll still be there by the morning.
And you write it down, and then you check it in the morning.
Yes. So I'm working on it. But you know what? Those are all the things that I need to reflect on and the behaviors. But, you know, self-reflection is one of the biggest things it helps you do. It helps you become self-aware of your behaviors, the things you do. Mm-hmm. And it's important to take some time, look within yourself.
Yes.
Evaluate how you've been doing things. Yes, waking up at 2:00 in the morning to work on an idea. It's absurd.
You're not running a call center.
Yes. But at the time that I did it, it seemed normal. Seemed normal, and I did.
Of course. To you, it's normal.
But you know, when you can really become self-aware, you learn to understand how you do things and modify them a little bit, because not everything we do is always done at the best time or for the best reasons.
Right.
And obviously, when you're in a relationship, that helps you understand yourself, you understand your partner, and your partner understand you.
Right.
Now, I can't promise it yet, but if I get another idea in the middle of the night, I'm going to think twice, because I know Cece's got issues with it, and I should have issues with it. But at the time I did it, it seemed normal. So becoming self-aware of how we behave. Now, to me, it seems like, okay, but this is not normal.
It's not normal.
Right. So self-awareness is important.
Yeah. And I always tell my husband, you know, like, take some time away, like, go look within yourself and see what really things that you want to do better at. Right. I think it's great. You say down your thoughts and your feelings. And I think it's good for you to have that. I think a lot of men feel like, I can't, my husband's time, you can't meditate. You tried it a few times, you fall asleep.
Yes.
We tried a few times. I'm like, babe, let's shower and meditate. He's fall asleep. He can't meditate. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Here's the thing. I don't know if it's the music that put him to sleep.
You know, I don't know where I heard that.
Music that put you to sleep.
I heard that somewhere. That's one of the biggest challenge for some of us.
Yeah.
Is being able to sit still.
Right.
And stay quiet for a moment. And I realized that that's a challenge for me.
Maybe that's something you should try next year.
You know, because if I'm sitting here, I'm not doing anything, my mind is doing something, or I will fall asleep.
Yeah.
And reflection or meditation, I know it's important. It's just that I have to do it more to get better at it. And as we go into the new year, this is something I need to do more, because I need to be able to quiet my mind down. And that's something that's been a challenge for me.
It's been a challenge.
If it's quiet, I go to sleep, which means I am out.
Your body is like, okay.
If it's not, then that means I'm doing something.
Your body's like, what are we doing? We're going to sleep.
Yes. But, you know, so self-awareness is one of the main things that by being able to self-reflect, it allows you, because it allows you to really take control of your emotions.
Yes.
Really recognize some of the things that trigger you.
Right.
Because some of us will get triggered by little things that our spouse says to us, and before you know it, we're in a big argument. Not that I'm good at. I have nothing that triggers my emotions to throw me off. Yeah, sometimes Cece would say I looked at her unusual.
Oh yeah, you do.
And that usually throw her off.
Yes. You know when you do it too. You know when you do it.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens, but I'm not the one who gets. I mean, yes, she'll probably call me at the wrong time while I was in the middle of something, and my reaction just shows in my face. But and nothing else changes with me, but something changes with her.
The mood. This whole change. It's like I'm on block. Don't talk to me. Like.
So I've been better at controlling my emotions. She needs to work at that.
Oh, I've been good at it too. I've been better.
Yeah.
Can be better yet. So now here's the thing. Let's go over some of the benefits, babe.
Yeah.
Right? I think some of the people some of our audience might want to hear the benefits of, self-reflection. Right? Yeah. Which is.
So one of which we talked about it, which is you become self-aware. Another one is you become better at communicating with your partner.
Which is what we talk a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
Communications, how important it is. Better communication is so important.
Yes, but more importantly, you learn to listen.
Mm-hmm.
You learn to listen because some
Yes.
of us, that used to be an issue of mine. I must say, I am a lot better. Actually, I'm a pro at it now. I would sit in and listen.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? The better you listen,
Mm-hmm.
the better you can understand. And it cuts down any possibility of misunderstanding or misinterpreting something that is being that is told to you. So it improves your communication.
I agree.
So if there's one other thing you can get from this besides self-awareness is communication, which is very, very important for a relationship.
It's so true. That is so true. Communication is the key to everything. And if you know how to communicate with your partner, not yelling, there's a difference, right?
Oh, there may be time yelling is necessary.
I don't know. We haven't been doing that for the last
It hasn't
13,
happened.
14 years.
But that doesn't mean it's not possible. But another thing is you learn what makes you happy. Because, we all can look back at times in our lives where we were happy.
Yeah, and I think, some people might think of self-reflection just a way of giving yourself like a stern talk.
Well, part of it is that.
But it's more than that, though.
It's more than that because when you self-reflect, you can look back at...
basically like discovering who you are.
Yes. You can look back at things you've done,
Mm-hmm.
things you've done well,
Yeah,
things you probably didn't do so well,
yeah,
moments that you were sad,
yeah.
moments that you were happy. But where it can really help you, help keep you happy is look at all the happiness you've had, all the moments you were happy. What made you happy?
Right.
And can you replicate those?
Mm-hmm.
Can you share those with your partner? Hey, listen, this is that one time I was happy. This is what took place. Maybe we
Right.
can do this more. Like going to parties is something that makes Sissy happy. And she reminds me, so I got to find
is.
some good Haitian, clean party, good music.
People don't do that anymore.
But this is something she loves. She loves to dance.
I do.
And I haven't been able to
do.
find
Because they don't do that anymore.
well, it's still done. I have to put some work. I have to research. I have to talk to some people to find out where those parties are. Now, we've been avoiding big crowds, so that's on both of us.
Yeah.
But if you can go somewhere and have a good night, you dance your whatever out,
Right.
you'll feel satisfied.
I agree.
But learn what makes you happy is being able to look back at the moments that you were happy. Now, it may have been some meals, it may have been some places you visited, or it may have been some compliments that you received from your partner.
Yeah.
If you can pick on those moments that you were happy, you can have an honest conversation with your partner and say, you know what? These were some of the things that really, really made a difference in how I felt. Maybe we can do this.
And I told you that.
Or you can take the initiative and do them with your partner. So
Yeah.
it
There's a lot
helps
of
you
things,
learn what
yeah.
makes you happy.
I agree. And there's a lot of times where I would have my self-reflection, my moment, and then I'll go way back into the things that we've done in the past, and I will share those with you. And then when we have some times, we'll try to do them. But most of the time, we'll be like, okay, we'll have it next year. And eventually, the year goes by, we still trying to get it.
Trying to get to it.
Yes.
Some things are easy to do. Like, for instance, I know Cece loves it when I open her door and now you would see me. I am running to the other side of the door. Sometimes I didn't even make it there. She already opened it because I'm running. Like earlier, we were. She was coming because she had to go pick something up, and then she's coming back. I stayed in the car, and here she's coming. I'm coming out to go open the door, and she made it to the door already. She opened it, but I at least closed the door.
You did.
That made me feel satisfied.
Aw. Thank you.
Right? I know it's important to her.
I do like
And
that.
that makes her happy. I don't know
you
what's
feel
with
like
her
a
not
lady.
being able to open her own door, but
Oh.
I understand.
Okay, you were doing that when we were dating. What made you think you should stop? Those are the things that I feel like whatever you were doing when we were dating, you started it. So
I'm
you're
going to
continue
work
it.
hard enough to be able to afford a Rolls Royce. You have a button inside that you can push. It opens the door.
But I still need you to push the button so I can open the door.
Oh yeah, I'll sit in my seat and push the button and
No,
push
I would
it
still
again.
need you to come out the car.
No, if I'm at that level, I will have a chauffeur.
Okay, baby. All right.
Anyway,
Let's see where we're going.
right
with
now,
this.
I can afford it, so I am opening her door because she loves it, and that's fine. You know,
Yes.
she loves her coffee, she loves her tea. At the end of the day, I'll make sure that she gets it.
And these things too, as a partner, I appreciate, these things. And I, as your partner, there's a lot of things that your partner does. You need to show that, hey, listen, I see you improving. I see you doing better. And I think it's so important to let your partner know, babe, you're doing so much better. Like, end of the year evaluation, we're going to talk about that. You're doing so much better with the things that I was nagging about throughout the whole year. Or last year, it's improving in so much. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna get a rating,
A raise.
exceed expectations at the end of this year.
Yes.
But anyway, so it's important to do those things. But as much as we want to focus on the good things, we always have to look at maybe there's some areas that we screwed up.
Right.
And obviously look at those areas, but look at it yourself. Now, don't focus so much on beating yourself up.
Right.
Acknowledge
Which we
the
do
fact
all the
that
time.
this is a weakness. This is something that I can do better. And flip it over. Now that I know that's something I could do better, how do I do better?
That's right.
And put all the energy into how do I do better?
And I know y'all probably saying it's easier to say, talk about all this great things, but y'all, if you don't put the effort to do it, once you put the effort behind it, it's gonna be a lot easier for me. I feel like there's a lot of people who are just saying, but I know my husband have done so much, and you improve.
Oh, yes.
A whole lot.
I'm an A student.
I don't know about that.
I just have to stay focused now.
You just have to stay focused.
I just have to stay focused now. But I'm an A student. No,
Yeah.
actually, I'm a B plus.
You're a B plus.
But I'm looking to be an A.
Like a B
So,
minus.
but the moment that you realize the things that, and this is where I say that be hard on yourself, but also be easy on yourself.
Yes,
The last
I
thing
agree.
you want is to focus so much on the things that you can't do better or you weren't doing good at. And you expect that in a week,
Right.
you're going to get better at it.
Right.
And when you realize that it's going to take you 5 months, you start getting frustrated and
Right.
you're taking it out on your partner. No, allow yourself time to do things.
Yeah.
And be upfront. If you screw up on something
Yeah.
and you had been screwing up on it, for the last 2 years, it's okay. But don't keep lying. Don't keep denying the fact that you're still not good at it. So own up to your screw up.
Right.
Like one thing I have issues with is after washing my hands in the sink, I just go like this and it gets on all the mirror.
Not just the sink.
It's better now. But from time to time, it happens and I'm reminded.
It happened once a week as opposed to twice a week.
It used to happen almost every day, but
it used
I'm
to
better
happen
now.
almost every day.
So,
With
but
the brushing teeth.
when it does happen, I realize, man, I did do it. So I don't fight to be right.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that as we self-reflect on the things we want to get better at, expect that it's probably going to take some time to get better at.
Right.
And sometimes our egos makes us fight to be right, and we'll find every little way to show that, you know what, I was doing it right. No.
Yeah.
If I got it wrong, and that's something that I'm good with. If I screw up on something and I didn't get it right, sometimes I've tried to make up excuses for it, but I've actually, I stopped making excuses. I stopped. You can admit to it that I stopped making excuses. But if you've missed something, you've missed it, because that helps you build a better and stronger relationship, because your partner will love you for being honest. Because believe me, arguments can come out of me trying to be right and you know that I'm wrong, So you won't let go, and I'm trying to prove to you that I'm right. And before we know it, we're arguing.
Yeah,
but if you can own up and come clean to your partner, it helps them trust you better.
Yeah, and build a strong.
Oh yes, and obviously it allows them to hold you accountable a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Throw it in your face.
And it's okay. I mean, if you have a spouse who their ego is so high, that's going to cause an argument all the time. That's going to cause a fight.
Yeah.
That's going to cause therapist. You probably will need to see a therapist for real. If you have someone that you can't even like call them out on their stuff, and every time you call them out, it can be, they get like so
defensive.
Oh my God. That's actually going to call Jesus. If you have someone who have a way of seeing it, both ways, as opposed to, oh, my ego won't let you win this, or my ego won't let me, say that I'm sorry, then we're going to have a problem. Then it's going to cause a lot of issues, and that person needs to see a therapist for real, or have like reflection day every day.
Yeah. And when it comes to being right or wrong, sometimes you have to look to see, is me being right worth more than the relationship we have?
Now here's the thing, in our relationship, we don't really look at I'm right, you're wrong, or you're wrong, I'm right, or you're right, I'm wrong. We don't ever look at it that way ever. We look at it, you know what, babe, let's do it this way, or let's go ahead and mix it up with your idea and my idea, and then we're gonna make it work. It's never about, you know what, my way or the highway. My husband would be like, you know what, babe, let's go ahead and do it this way. Either we're gonna go with whatever I propose, or whatever that he proposed. But it's never about I'm wrong, you're right kind of way here at all. Because when you start putting you're right, I'm wrong, then it's gonna become like an issue all the time.
Oh, yes.
So therefore, we remove that out of our relationship without, hey, your idea is better, we're gonna go with it.
Yeah.
And that's
like I have a saying that says she like to tell me what to do. And that's me listen, she's got lots of ideas that comes out of this.
I do. The Lord has blessed me with a lot of ideas.
And I looked at it this way. Listen, I could have wanted to get something done a certain way, and she come up with an idea, and I'm like, yeah,
Makes sense.
if I do it my way or do it the way she suggested, we still get to the same outcome.
There we go.
In fact, it worked better for me if I do it the way she wants. I let it take the lead. but and there's been many things that came up where she suggested a different way. I mean, there's been cases where she says, do it this way. And I said, no, you're not telling me what to do. And we'll still do it the way that I want.
Yes.
But it never leads us to a place where we find ourselves fighting over who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, our relationship is more important than right or wrong.
Yeah.
So when you've had the ability to really self-reflect on what's important in your life, and obviously with us, it's our relationship, our kids, our faith, our family.
Yes.
Our job's important too, but when we die, our faith, our family, that's what's going to be there.
Yes.
So when you have the ability to self-reflect, to really put some value on the things you have in your life, little things don't get in the way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah. So it helps you build stronger relationship when you can self-reflect on the things that are important in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about the egos.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes y'all don't want to ask for help.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask for help, y'all. Like, if you feel like you need to ask your spouse for help, it's okay. Right?
Yeah. And listen, there are things that I'm like, I can't figure this out. When it comes to creative things, she's my go-to person.
Yes.
When it comes to technical stuff, I'm her go-to person. Yes. And sometimes she has no idea what I'm doing. She just knows that it's going to work. Sometimes I have no idea what all these things she's putting together. I just expect the end result to be what works.
Yes, I agree.
So when you can self-reflect, you can really realize, you can really help determine where you're strong, where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And if where I'm weak, she's strong, I'm going to leverage her to help me with my weaknesses. And the
Right.
same thing goes for where she's weak, I'm strong. She's going to leverage me.
And this is the reason why God put men and women together. Like, period.
Yeah.
You know, I know you have your strength and I have my strength. You have your weakness and I have my weakness. So whatever you're strong at, I'm going to rely on you. Whatever I'm strong at, you rely. And I think sometimes men feel like I don't want to go ahead and ask for help. No, you with your spouse for a reason. God put you two together for a reason, right? Because he knows you're going to need her or you're going to need him to help you carry through this life, right?
Yeah.
Because listen, a lot of you guys don't want to rely on your spouse. You think you're the macho man. You got it. But God is like, no, she is in your life for a reason. I need you to go ahead and put your weakness towards her strength because she can lift you up. Amen.
Yeah. So
Can I get a amen?
amen to that. So asking for help is important. You know what? If you could do one thing after listening to this podcast, let it be this. Ask yourself,
Yeah.
what behaviors do you feel is getting in the way of your relationship?
Right.
And
Right.
how can you turn this
Yes.
into a strength or an opportunity to be better?
Right. Right.
Because at the end of the day, as we self-reflect, we got to look to see what are we doing? What can we do better?
Yes.
So reflection is a powerful tool that helps you create harmony and intimacy in your relationship.
I agree.
You know?
Yes.
If you're not satisfying your wife the way that you should be, you should self-reflect and see why. Maybe you're too stressed. Maybe you need medication. So that's for the intimacy part. Now, listen, by reflecting on your thoughts and your emotions, you can gain some valuable insight on how you've been behaving, what beliefs you have, what's valuable to you, and that can help you improve in that relationship.
I agree.
So set aside some time each week. Actually, we got to get back to what we're doing. Every Sunday, we would sit and do a check-in on each other. We kind of moved away from it for the last couple of months because we had gotten busy and so forth.
Yes.
But set aside some time.
I agree. And I think you as a listeners or viewers to our podcast is something you should do with your boo, your spouse, whether if it's a check-in Friday or check-in Sunday. We have our check-in Sunday. On Sundays, what we do is we want to see how we're feeling. Where are you mentally, spiritually, emotionally? And I think sometimes, I'm going to throw it on you guys. Man thinks that, hey, I'm good. My husband, Mr. Willem, Mr. Maple here, let it all out. How are you feeling? Are you stressed at work? What we need to talk about? Because you need to know. You don't want to wait until like something really, really bad happened. You're like, man, I wish I told my wife about this sooner. You know what I mean? So it's really good to have a check-in Sunday or Monday. I mean, we do ours on Sunday night after we put the kids to bed. Hey, how we feeling? Are we ready for the week? What we have going on? Are you ready to work? Are we ready for business? It is so important. What you just say is set aside some time. Yeah, each week to reflect on your relationship is so important too.
Yeah, especially this time of year. A lot of people are under stress.
Listen.
People are expecting, and you're like, what you're expecting is like 2 of my paychecks.
Listen, I saw this memes on Instagram. This gorilla was like, what I'm giving everybody this year is a hug. That says Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And sometimes giving a hug is good. It's meaningful.
Yeah.
Versus you go to the store, you buy anything for that person, right? I wish you Merry Christmas because y'all, it gets so expensive nowadays.
Yeah. So especially this time of year, take time to reflect and be very open with your spouse or your partner.
Yeah, it's a stressful
on what is
life.
and what's not.
It's a stressful holiday.
Yes. It's a stressful holiday.
Yes.
It's a stressful life. However,
Yes.
if you take a moment to really look back on what's important, what's necessary, and really have this deep conversation with your partner, that can help eliminate a lot of that stress.
And if you're dating someone, the same thing goes for you too. If you're dating someone, have the same thing. Have a check-in on the phone, or if you guys don't live together, have a check-in on the phone and say, hey, how you feeling? Where we at? What's going on? How can we strengthen our relationship and get better and understand each other a lot better? It's so valuable. It's so important. So yes, I definitely agree with you, Ben.
Yeah. So this is our podcast on the benefit of reflection.
Y'all,
to help you build your relationship.
Okay, so make the time to reflect on yourself. So when 2024 come here, baby,
you'll be a better you.
Have a better year and a better person too. You know.
I got you.
We got you, boo.
Thank you very much for listening to the podcast. We appreciate you. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click on the bell.
You don't need that. You know it's gonna come. You already have it.
Listen, I need you to click on the bell.
You know we're coming every Saturday, so all you gotta do is just go ahead and
still click on the bell.
I'm just a blessing. You got me.
You need reminders. So thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Yes.
And you know, we have some other videos that we published. They'll be somewhere in here. Check one of them out.
You better not put your finger on my face, sir.
Check one of them out. We'll see you guys next week, okay?
All right, bye.
Peace out.